Hey guys, welcome back. And if you were watching the previous episode, you left off with me. You had just learned about installing this little patch here. So if you didn't watch that video, go back and watch it, because otherwise you're going to be completely lost. So anyway, we got this patch, this fancy little patch now. And now you can go ahead and redo your shoelace. And you can see when I pull that shoelace, it's going to pull it perfectly. It's going to pull the patch down right to where it needs to be. And where your lace was ripping, it's no longer going to be hit there. It's going to be hitting this tough, stitched, elastic material. And I've done this before, and it lasts a pretty long time. It's one of the best things I've ever done to my shoe. So go ahead and just lace everything up. I don't really lace them special or anything like that. I don't think it fucking matters. Some shoes have the option to stitch the laces under these parts. This particular pair doesn't. So anyway. Alright, so. Anyway. There you go. Alright. Laces. There you go. Now, the lace is a little shorter, but you can still tie a knot with it. But your shoe isn't going to rip anymore right there, trust me. And once you put it on your foot and you lace it up all tight, everything will just fall into place. That's how I like to fix my lace tearing problem. Now, the next thing that I'm going to talk about is ollie marks and flick marks, where you're getting holes in your shoes. For example, this spot right here. This is what I call an ollie mark. Anything that's right on that left side of the shoe. Well, I guess if you're regular, it's on the left shoe. If you're goofy, it's on your right shoe. But I've done this already. And basically what I did was I cut a piece of leather off of another shoe and pretty much just stuffed it right inside there. And it hasn't torn anymore. It just keeps eating at that leather. But I'm going to go ahead and repatch it anyway. So, again, you're going back to your old shoe. And you want to just grab a piece of material off there. I think I'm going to use, let's see, where'd my knife go? There it is. Let's see, what piece would be ideal? I'm thinking this piece right here. Starting to think it might be easier to use scissors. What piece did I cut last time? Oh, I cut this last time. Cut a huge chunk out of there. Alright, so go ahead and do some arts and crafts here and get your piece of leather. Now, skate shoes are layered, so what you're going to have is there's going to be multiple layers, and you want to peel off. This is a fabric part. This part right here, like this is the outside of the shoe, and it's that leather, but it's got, you see the stitching? Behind that, it's got like a hard backup material. You can go ahead and rip that off. You just want the leather. You don't want something that's really bulky on your shoe. It might feel weird, so you just want to get at that leather. Trying to cut myself here. Alright, so there's a piece of leather. And ideally, you kind of want it to be a little smaller than this, so I'm going to try to cut it again. I really wish I had a pair of scissors, because it could be a little more precise. Actually, that worked pretty well. And again, what you want to do here is get that hot glue gun out. And the reason hot glue works so well is because when it goes on, it's hot, and it tends to get in the pores of material better because it's so hot, and it just bonds better. It bonds better than shoe glue. I would say that for sure. And I've been skating for 12 years. If you want to do it with shoe glue, you can, but I really recommend doing the hot glue, especially if you haven't tried it or you've never even heard of it. A lot of people think I'm crazy, but then I fix up their shoes and they're like, "This is probably the best thing I've ever done." So make sure you get your edges down on this. You don't want this peeling up. And like I said, glue really does, it bonds pretty good. You know? Alright. So at this point, this is what we got. Make sure you get everything nice and pressed down on there. You're no longer going to rip your laces, and you're not going to rip through all the way to your sock, which I've had happen many times before, but I'm not letting it happen this time. I got too many ruined pairs of socks. So socks are becoming expensive to buy over and over. Alright, so next thing we're going to work on is this little spot here. I think it's, it's where the flick's at. Kick flip, tray flips, anything hard flips, frontside flips, anything with that flick motion, you're going to get some material lossage here. And really, it's almost the same exact ideal as this, but you can actually make it look even better. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, but this whole piece right here is actually a piece from another shoe that I had previously put on. But this spot is actually part of the original shoe and needs to be replaced. So, I mean, I'm just going to get a little sliver. And this is actually hot glue right there where it's worn down. So I'm just going to get a little bit of leather and put it right in there, right under this flap, and just get in there nice and even. So it really shouldn't take much. And if you take the time to like actually draw the shapes of the patches that are missing, you can actually make these look pretty decent. I'm not taking the time right now. I am just getting the job done. So, I just gotta find a good way to put this. Because you're working with such small pieces here, it's delicate at times. I'm lifting up that patch, put some glue in there, lift it up, get your piece of leather in there. Don't be afraid to touch the glue. It's a little hot, but it's not going to kill you. Really get that pressed down on there. So where's my other shoe at? Here's my other shoe. Like I said, it still looks pretty new. Because I mostly skate regular footed. Anyway, I'm going to clean a little of the glue off there. So yeah, basically, once you get everything on there, it feels pretty solid. You know, you still got that blue part of where the suede, you see how it's like when your black suede turns blue? There's a way to fix that, and to do it effectively, actually. So as soon as I find that particular item, I'll explain it. Where'd I put it? Oh, we're sitting on it. Okay. So I know as a kid you probably like drawn on your shoes or whatever, but the thing is, suede is a fabric and it can be dyed. Now, no one wants to sit, down and take the time and go buy black dye to buy their shoes, but definitely should try this out. Sharpie King Size Permanent Marker. It's got that fat tip, and it's actually a die. It's ink, right? So it's a die. So really, just straight up start coloring. And color the whole shoe. Don't just color the parts you did. Recolor the whole shoe. Color all the glue spots, all the blue, anything that is suede. You want to just color in. This is only if you really want to. I guess you really could be done after you glue everything back together. Make sure you do the edges of everything. Yeah, so just make sure you get everything nice and touched up, really. Now, I don't know about you, but so far, it looks a hell of a lot better than it did. Yeah. But basically, you just want to go around the whole outside of the shoe. It only takes like a minute or so. A couple minutes. I mean, you're watching the clock, right? So I don't have to tell you that. Yeah, once you color everything back in, they really don't look that bad. Like I said, I mean, it's got some glue, but once you can see how shiny the glue is, but once you wear it down, it just kind of fades in with the leather. Just something for skaters to make their shoes last a little longer. And that patch is really on there. Because you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? You gotta skateboard. I understand what it's like being without money. Not being able to get new shoes every 2 weeks, you know? So, if you guys like it, you know, you like the idea of saving your shoes a little bit, hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna make some more videos on deck repair, cracks, pressure cracks, razor tails, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I guess that about sums it up. Some little ways to touch up your shoes. And then you actually see this one's darker than that one now. But yeah, I'll color both of them in anyway. Yeah, subscribe guys. See you.